Good morning, America. For our viewers in the West, the CEO murder suspect in court, dangerous wildfires and floods, and Robin with the Rocket Man. Fighting extradition. The suspect in the killing of United Healthcare CEO shouting before facing a judge.
And completely out of touch. And it's insult the intelligence of the American people.
The 26-year-old being held without bail as we learn new details about his alleged writing. Luigi Mangione's lawyer joins us live this morning.
Overnight, raging wildfire, fast-moving flames tearing across Malibu, forcing thousands to flee and destroying homes. Plus, the flash flood threat in the Northeast.
Massive Israeli airstrikes after rebels overthrew Syria's dictator. James Longman there on the scene, taking us inside Bashar al-Assad's presidential palace as the race to free Syrian detainees intensifies.
New twist overnight in the case of a Wisconsin father of 3 who allegedly faked his own disappearance and fled the country. Is he in police custody?
Sacked. Cincinnati Bengal quarterback Joe Burrow's home burglarized while he was playing on Monday Night Football.
Emoji revolution. Apple expected to roll out a new feature using AI. We'll show you how it works.
And one-on-one with Elton John after closing the curtain on touring, reflecting on his tumultuous childhood.
How did you find the healing to get out of that loneliness?
His health struggles, his rise to fame.
I was thinking, God, we did a lot of incredible work in 5 years. 13 albums, come on.
And what the Rocket Man wants his legacy to be.
Live in Times Square, this is Good Morning America.
We do say Good Morning America. So many hits from Sir Elton John. Lily, let's switch to another Elton hit right now because this family on Long Island is not only stepping into Christmas, they are charging into the holiday with their Christmas vacation themed extravaganza. We'll have much more on that.
That is some spectacle.
Ooh, go home or go big. That's what they've done.
Only 2 weeks until Christmas and Hanukkah. We're going to have the best snapshot of prices going into the holidays.
And if you want to save big money on airfare, why you might need to book your flight right now.
But we're going to begin, of course, with the suspect that is charged in the murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson, fighting extradition back here to New York. Luigi Mangione appeared in a Pennsylvania courtroom yesterday. You can see him shouting angrily as he entered the building. Law enforcement now focusing on alleged writings by Mangione for clues about a potential motive. We're going to speak to his lawyer in a moment, but first let's go to senior investigative correspondent Aaron Katersky outside the prison there in Pennsylvania with the latest for us. Good morning to you, Aaron.
Good morning, Robin. The 26-year-old murder suspect is being held at this state prison after fighting extradition and shouting fighting words that authorities now fear could be seen as a call to action. An outburst from Luigi Mangione, shackled and handcuffed as he was dragged into court.
And it's completely out of touch. And it's insult the intelligence of the American people. It's
Sheriff's deputies wrestling him inside. He refused to waive extradition to New York, where he's charged with murdering United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson.
When I entered my appearance, and for the record, he's pleading not guilty to this. And I've seen zero evidence at this point.
The judge denied bail. Mangione kept quiet as he left court, head down. He's a threat to no one, but this morning the NYPD is alarmed by these posters outside the New York Stock Exchange and social media posts suggesting Mangione is a martyr.
We do a lot of work in the online space. As part of that, we'll surge resources, protective resources around the city wherever we need to when we're anticipating and dealing with a big uptick in threats.
In a confidential assessment obtained by ABC News, the NYPD says Mangione considered Thompson's murder a symbolic takedown of United Healthcare over perceived corruption, adding the suspect likely views himself as a hero of sorts who has finally decided to act upon such injustices. A copy of the suspect's alleged writings said United Healthcare was among corporations that have simply gotten too powerful, and these parasites simply had it coming. Mangione also referenced a spiral notebook that sources tell ABC News contained writings about the Unabomber, but how Mangione thought explosives could kill innocent people. The writings were found, police say, when Mangione was arrested at this McDonald's, seen eating a hash brown moments before.
My one friend made the comment, he thought it was, he goes, don't that look like the shooter from New York?
An employee called police.
The worker that took his order, she said his eyes and his eyebrows. She just thought it was him.
Police say the gun Mangione had looks very similar to the gun used in the murder, capable of firing 9mm rounds and made, at least in part, with a 3D printer. Earlier, the suspect tried checking into this Altoona motel, but no room was available.
There was somebody that checked in, and the officer goes, "Did he have a mask on? Did he ever take a mask off?" I was like, "Comes back, no, he never did take the mask off." He says, "I'll be down there in 5 minutes to talk to you." We pulled it up on surveillance, and sure as stuff, they go, "Yeah, that's him."
Mangione had been out of touch with his family for months. In November, sources tell ABC News his mother filed a missing persons report in San Francisco. The sources say investigators in Pennsylvania have started interviewing his relatives, perhaps asking about internet posts in which Mangione wrote about back pain, brain fog, and sciatica. Mangione at one point writing, "It's absolutely brutal to have such a life-halting issue." His former roommate in Hawaii said Mangione struggled with a back injury.
Unfortunately, he did let me know that the severity of his back issue was such that it was very difficult to have physical relationships with women, that it made things painful.
Mangione's case has become a cause, with admirers posting videos like this on Instagram. His X page gaining 300,000 new followers.
The person that I knew 8 years ago and the person that he allegedly has become today could not be more different.
A former classmate left stunned.
I've still been in a little state of disbelief that this kid that I knew from high school 8 years ago is now the most high-profile killer, allegedly, in the country. I would never have had anything bad to say about him.
Since some of Mangione's internet posts discuss dealing with a potentially debilitating back injury, one thing police are now looking at, George, is whether United Healthcare or some other insurance company may have denied one of his claims. George?
Okay, Aaron, thanks very much. Let's bring in Luigi Mangione's defense attorney, Thomas Dickey. Mr. Dickey, thank you for joining us this morning. Are you standing by that statement that you've seen zero evidence tying Mangione to the murder?
That's correct. We had a brief hearing yesterday, and there was one document, an arrest warrant from the state of New York, which merely referenced a statute. We've seen no evidence. That's one of the many reasons why we're challenging the extradition at this point, so we can see some evidence and get a little more detailed information about the charges against Luigi.
What about the gun? What about the writings?
Well, as I indicated yesterday, I have not been made aware of any evidence that links the gun that was found on his person to the crime. These are things that we're looking to see. And yesterday was fast the day. Today's another day. We're looking forward to beginning our inquiry as to what evidence may or may not be out there.
Gun looks exactly the same as the one that was used.
Well, I mean, a lot of guns look the same. I mean, if you brought a gun in and say, well, it looks like that, I don't even know if that evidence would be admissible. And if so, I would argue that it wouldn't be given much weight. That's why they do ballistic tests, ballistics examination, a test of all that to try to match that. Trust me, they're going to try to match that firearm to the incident by more than just, well, it looks like that.
What about the writings? These parasites had it coming, talking about the healthcare industry, corruption, and greed. That is all evidence, isn't it?
Well, I mean, certainly it could be. I haven't seen any of that yet. One of the rules of evidence is there's a rule of completeness, so you have to take any writing or any document in its entirety, because some things can be taken out of context. So again, these are exactly the things that I'm looking to get my hands on. I'm hoping that we can get that maybe even as early as today. Again, I really can't comment on something that I haven't seen in its totality.
How about the fake ID, same one used at the hostel?
Well, again, whether or not that's matched to that, these are things I need to find out. I need to examine things. People put out certain things and parts of the different things, but I think any lawyer involved in this situation would want to see it all.
Did Mangione tell you he didn't do it?
I would never reveal any conversation between my client. That would not be proper. There's an attorney-client privilege, and I cannot and would not ever comment on that.
Mr. Dickey, thank you for your time this morning.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
Michael?
All right, thank you, George. Now to the latest on the wildfire out west. More than 3,000 acres have burned. Thousands of people have been forced to evacuate. Trevor Alt is in the fire zone in Malibu. Good morning, Trevor.
Good morning, Michael. So this fire now has been burning for more than 24 hours, and we can still see some of these flames up in the Malibu hillside here, checkered all across. And we have been watching as helicopters have been flying off of the ocean, grabbing water and making drops on top, trying to contain some of these flames. We watched it get dangerously close to the Pacific Coast Highway just a little bit earlier this morning, as this is still an ongoing threat with the conditions still ripe for the fire to rapidly spread.
Overnight, the destructive Franklin fire spreading throughout Malibu. Santa Ana winds exceeding 90 miles per hour, fueling the ferocious flames. More than 3,000 acres burned. You can see fires jumping across roads and canyons. Choppers working through the night trying to contain the inferno.
The wind's coming straight down Malibu Canyon like a blowtorch.
At least 7 homes destroyed and 8 others suffering severe damage.
Firefighters on the line and in the air as they struggle to contain the stubborn fire.
Residents doing what they can to save homes. Alec Gellish using a high-power hose to pull pool water out to try to stop the spread.
An ember floats a mile, and it lands on a roof, it lands on a lawn, and it catches from there. And then they go like dominoes.
Flames coming within feet of City Hall. The fast-moving fire visible from Pepperdine University's library, forcing students to shelter in place.
The smoke has tripled in size, and it looks, you can start seeing the actual flames in the canyon coming onto campus.
And about 20,000 people have been told to evacuate because of this ongoing threat. There are a lot of really nice homes in here. Dick Van Dyke has evacuated, and so has Cher. But this is an equal opportunity fire. Does not matter how nice your home is or how famous you are. These are life-threatening flames. Robin.
Oh, what a scene there. Okay, Trevor, thank you so much. Want everybody to take care out there. And here on the East Coast, flash flooding, that's the fear, as the region is hit with heavy rain. Ginger, got those details for us? Good morning.
Yes, as desperately as we still need rain, because so many people are in drought, it's going to come fast, and it's going to come with a lot of wind, and in some places, even a tornado threat. So let's look at the map here. It's eastern North Carolina where that tornado threat comes through with the front today. Appalachia's got their own wind advisories and winter weather advisories, but look at the high wind alerts from the Delmarva Peninsula up to Maine, and the flood alerts, even for people that just had all that lake effect snow. So a squall line comes through late morning, early afternoon from Philadelphia and New York City. Boston gets it through the later afternoon, early evening. That's when the heaviest rain, and I'm talking wind gusts 40 to 60 miles per hour. So it's going to hit you fast. And some of those thunderstorms could come through and you're going to be like, wow. So it's more than the umbrella. And then behind this, we've got freeze warnings as far back as Del Rio, Texas, down into North Florida, South Georgia. And when you put that cold air over the still ice-free lakes, you turn on the lake effect snow machine. 1 to 2 feet possible in some areas.
Wow. Ooh, you're smiling about it.
I mean, in that way, they are used to it and they can handle, but they've had a lot already.
Okay, Ginger, thanks. We're going to go overseas now to Syria and the fall of Bashar al-Assad. Israel carried out airstrikes on military assets as its troops pushed deeper inside the country. And this morning, we have a rare look inside Assad's presidential palace. Chief International Correspondent James Longman is in Damascus. Good morning, James.
Good morning, George. From the Umayyad Mosque in central Damascus, this is some 1,300 years of history you're looking at here. The mood is jubilant. Lots of people walking around, happy. The new Syrian flag, there it is in the hands of that little girl. You can also see rebel fighters behind. But every day that passes here, uncertainty is growing.
The rush to stabilize Syria this morning after the lightning revolution that toppled dictator Bashar al-Assad. The chaos compounded by relentless Israeli airstrikes, more than 300 on military targets, leaving the country nearly defenseless. And for the first time, the world getting a glimpse inside Assad's abandoned palace in Damascus.
It's been completely looted, ransacked, nothing here. Some signs of damage, but this is what's left of the Assad regime.
Part of the palace burned out, opulent wooden staircases, mouldings and furniture left behind.
It is really striking just how much wealth the Assad regime managed to accumulate.
90% of Syrians live in poverty. Millions of dollars worth of cars in Assad's private garage show how much he took from his country. And Syria is heading towards economic collapse if a transition isn't established soon.
You can see life is slowly creeping back here, but this country is also creeping towards an economic crisis. Food prices are skyrocketing. In the last week alone, the price of bread in some parts of this country has rocketed by 900%.
All this as the race to free Syrian detainees intensifies. The White Helmet, a humanitarian organisation demanding that Assad turn over maps for the secret prisons, pushing for their release. Back in the US, the State Department announcing a reward of up to $10 million for information leading to the recovery and return of journalist Austin Tice. He's been missing in Syria since 2012 and could be in one of those prisons, but no one knows where.
And I've been speaking to people here at the mosque today, and the overwhelming feeling is that they want time to figure out the future. You know, one woman said to me, Assad's family ruled Syria for 50 years. It's not going to change in 3 days. Guys.
Yeah, that is so true. Will not change in 3 days. James, thank you so much for that. And we're going to turn now to the latest inflation report. Chief Economics Correspondent Rebecca Jarvis has a reality check with 2 weeks until Christmas and Hanukkah. Good morning, Rebecca.
The countdown is on. Good morning, Michael. Nice to see you guys. And we care about this report really for two reasons. First, because it tells us where prices are going into the holidays, and because it will signal what the Fed does with interest rates, which will impact your credit card bills next year when many people go to pay off that holiday spending. Prices, as expected, are actually nudging a bit higher, up 2.7% from a year ago. We're in what some economists call the last mile of inflation, where we are slowly moving to 2%, what's considered normal. But it's tough to get there. Prices for used cars, airfare, clothing, and car insurance rose, as well as housing. That's been a big contributor to inflation. For now, if you want to call it a benefit, the benefit of inflation is that retailers are scrambling to eke out wins from cash-strapped consumers. They're still cutting prices. Target, Walmart, Amazon, they all have holiday deals going on now. Retail Me Not says big savings can be found on computers and electronics, 22% off there, 19% off in clothing. They know we're stretched. Yeah. They know it, and they got to put the deals out in order to get our spending.
Thank you for always trying to find that benefit.
you gotta find it. You do.
All right, Rebecca.
Thanks, Robin.
All right, coming up, Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow's home broken into during his game on Monday Night Football. He is the latest athlete targeted. We have the 911 calls.
Also, the new twist overnight in the case of the Wisconsin father of three who faked his own disappearance, fled the country.
And Will Reeve is here with the first look at Apple's new tech. Hey, Will.
Hey, Michael, good morning. I'm going to blow your mind. We are waiting with bated breath for an expected announcement from Apple that may change the way you communicate with your friends and family.
Are you thinking about getting away for Christmas? The exact day you need to buy that flight is just ahead. In the Christmas Spectacular, inspired by Clark Griswold. There's something to see right there. You stay with us, and we will be right back with more GMA.
Okay, so what's your name?
Val.
Okay, Val, so you did the trip?
Yes.
You skated?
We skated.
You rocked the Brooklyn Bridge?
We walked.
You want to be on GMA? You're on GMA right now? May I? May I do the honors?
Our last checkup.
Back here on GMA, Val Byers is from Ohio, and yes, she can check off being on GMA from her long list. She's outside with her family, and it's so wonderful how folks make the time to come here to Times Square. I know, but when we saw that list this morning, we're like, we gotta get it. We gotta go out and do that.
Following a lot of headlines right now, including the latest on the suspect charged in the murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. He's fighting extradition to New York. Luigi Mangione appeared in a Pennsylvania courtroom yesterday. He shouted angrily as he entered the building. Law enforcement now focusing on alleged writings by Mangione for clues about a potential motive. And overnight, a federal judge rejected the auction sale of Alex Jones's InfoWars to The Onion, criticizing the bidding process. The sale of the satirical news outlet was backed by the families of the victims of the Sandy Hook shooting. Jones spent years using his platform to claim the 2012 school shooting was a hoax. The ruling means Jones can stay at InfoWars, at least for now.
Also right now, the FTC is sending out the first round of reimbursements to players of the popular video game Fortnite. The $72 million is part of a $245 million settlement that Epic Games agreed to pay for tricking people into making in-game purchases. The average payout will be about $114. And Buffalo Bills player Damar Hamlin has inspired a different kind of bill to pass in the Senate. It's called the HEARTS Act, and it will help schools pay for defibrillators and CPR training. Well done, Damar.
Wow.
Yes, and we've got a lot more ahead, including Sir Elton John one-on-one with Robin ahead of his new documentary, Never Too Late. That is all coming up.
But right now, Michael, another NFL burglary. Police say criminals broke into the home of Cincinnati Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow while he was playing Monday Night Football in Dallas. Comes just weeks after break-ins at Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce's homes. Ariel Reshef is here with more. Good morning, Ariel.
Good morning to you, Robin. An unwanted trend, to say the least. Ohio authorities say star quarterback Joe Burrow was throwing touchdowns in Dallas, his home being torn apart by thieves at the same time. It's the latest burglary targeting a professional athlete. Major sports leagues so concerned, they're warning players and their security to be on alert.
This morning, the sprawling Ohio home of Cincinnati Bengals star Joe Burrow, a crime scene after police say thieves tore through the property while the quarterback took the field for Monday Night Football nearly 1,000 miles away in Dallas.
Burrow, sideline, chase, spin, touchdown Bengals!
Authorities say the perpetrator shattered a bedroom window, ransacking the room. The first 911 call placed by Diane Ponton, the mother of Olivia Ponton, a Sports Illustrated model and influencer who's referred to in the incident report as Burrow's employee.
Someone is trying to break into the house right now. My daughter is there. This is Joe Burrow's house. She is staying there. He's at the football game. She's wondering what she should do, if she should be hiding or if she should be going outside.
Olivia Ponton then calling 911 herself to report the crime.
It's like completely messed up.
Burrow, the latest high-profile NFL player to be targeted.
Pressure, Mahomes throws, completes. Kelce inside the 10.
The luxury mansions of Kansas City Chiefs QB Patrick Mahomes and tight end Travis Kelce hit by burglars back in October as they too were on the field.
It's frustrating, it's disappointing. But I can't get into too many of the details because the investigation's still ongoing.
Bobby Portis is checked in. He gets a worm reception.
And this type of crime hitting at least 2 NBA players, including Bobby Portis of the Milwaukee Bucks, who shared this surveillance footage showing burglars inside his home last month.
And they took most of my prized possessions.
So far, the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office saying the burglary at Burrow's home doesn't appear to be connected to a rash of recent crime targeting sports stars, in which none of the suspects have been arrested. But major leagues urging caution. The NFL warning criminals use public records to find players' addresses and conduct extensive surveillance. Then, by tracking team schedules and the social media accounts of players and their families, they wait until homes are empty, often during games.
They're difficult to solve. There may or may not be pictures that would help identify them. If they don't take something that can be readily identifiable and possibly sold to somebody else, it does make it extremely difficult.
And deputies in Ohio cleared Burrow's house and say the woman inside was able to give a general list of what was missing. Authorities also reached out to neighbors for any footage of those perpetrators. The NFL has urged players not to post in real time on social media, to install security systems, and to keep their valuables out of plain sight. Very concerning here, George.
Yeah, all good advice right there. Okay, Ariel, thanks very much. We're turning now to the husband and father of 3 who faked his own death in a kayaking accident over the summer, then fled the country. He's in police custody. Eva Pilgrim here with the story. Good morning, Eva.
Good morning, George. His family thought he was dead for weeks, only to discover police say he planned. This morning, authorities confirming that the Wisconsin father of 3 who allegedly faked his own disappearance and fled the country is now in custody. The Green Lake County Sheriff's Office releasing his booking photo moments ago. No charges have been filed, but a press conference is scheduled for later today. It's the latest twist in the case of the 45-year-old Borgart, who was originally reported missing in August when he didn't come home after kayaking on this lake. But authorities later saying he faked his own disappearance.
Good evening, it's Ryan Borgart.
Authorities saying they made contact with him about a month ago.
Today is November 11th. It's approximately 10 a.m. by you guys. I'm in my apartment. I am safe, secure.
Tracking him to Eastern Europe, saying at the time he would face charges if and when he returned.
There was a lot of concern, and the information that the Green Lake County has at this point leads us to an obstructing charge.
Borgart was first reported missing August 12th. Police finding a capsized kayak and his car parked nearby. Authorities searched the lake for 54 days, coming up empty. A break in the case coming when investigators discovered Borgart's name had been checked by Canadian law enforcement August 13th, the day after his disappearance.
As they dug into his life, authorities say Borgart took out a life insurance policy and moved money to a foreign bank before disappearing.
If the local jurisdiction where he disappeared has charged him with anything, they can take those charges and go to the U.S. Attorney General's office, and then he could be extradited back to the United States.
So Borgart could be facing a string of charges in Wisconsin for faking his own death. Federal charges are being considered as well. He will also be on the hook for the bill for the search of that lake, which we are told costs at least $40,000, guys.
Just created big problems for himself.
Yeah, big mess.
Yeah, big mess. All right, Eva, thank you for that. Now, with an early look at a brand new feature from Apple that's sure to get a thumbs up emoji, Will Reeve is joining our group chat here at the anchor desk with the details.
Hello, hello. You probably thought there was already an emoji for everything, Michael. You would be wrong, because it's limitless. There's everything already, from a mermaid holding a trident to a banjo or an X-ray. Apple is taking a bite out of the future and bringing texting and self-expression to a whole new level. Later this morning, they're expected to roll out their Genmoji feature that allows you to make your own custom emojis using artificial intelligence. And there are a lot of apps out there that make custom emojis, but this uses generative AI. That's what makes this feature different and unique. And here's how it works. To use Genmoji, you'll go to your emoji keyboard and you'll see a create new emoji option where you can type in the description of what you want to see. And then as quickly as you can come up with the idea, the custom Genmoji appears. For example, how about a cat that's an astronaut? Or how about, we go to the next one, a smiley guy drinking a coffee. And I'm going to have the anchors participate here. What do you think I prompted for this next one?
Cooking robot.
Robot chef, close enough. Ding, ding, ding. There you go.
I mean, my mind works in mysterious ways.
So you type in whatever you want, and then it shows up.
You can also use your photo library.
You can. You can make Genmojis of yourself. That's what I did. If you want to see me as a chef,
there you go.
That kind of looks like me, right? I put in my picture, and I make pancakes on Sunday, so I am a chef. How about this next? How about this next one? What do you think I prompted for this?
Hiking.
Nailed it.
Whoa,
you guys are really good at this.
Whoa.
I wear a lot of hats here at GMA, especially during the holiday season. So here's me wearing a Santa hat with the suit on. I should have worn a dark suit today. But guys, it's not just people. We all have our pets.
So can you do it with pets?
You can do it with pets. My dog Stella, that's her in real life. There she is, little Brooklyn doggy. But she also got the Genmoji treatment. There she is with her hat on. And then there's another one too, I think, of her, frolicking in the snow.
Frolicking.
Although right now she's headed to Florida, so I don't know why she's in the snow.
As all puppies do for winter.
Yeah, exactly.
And we know some people can get a little too creative, so what are the new restrictions?
Yes, there are some restrictions on this to keep everything above board. It is a fun feature, but there are safety guardrails in place. Genmoji has protections against nudity, gore, violence. If you try to make one like that, you'll get a message saying you're not allowed to. And as far as privacy goes, which is always a concern, all the Genmojis are created on your device, not in the cloud. So it's a quick and easy feature to use. It only exists on your phone and nowhere else.
So when is it going to be available?
It is going to be available, expected to be available like very, very soon. It's going to roll out later this morning. Anyone who has an iPhone 15 Pro or above can use it. So if you have one of those, get creative, I suppose.
And if you don't, you'd have to go buy one.
This guy, nothing gets by this guy.
All right,
there you go.
Cooking robot.
See play a day right there. Here's Will.
Hello. Tis the season to be Clark Griswold. That's especially true for one homeowner on Long Island. He's channeling his obsession with the movie Christmas Vacation by making his home, look at that, a pilgrimage for those obsessed with the movie. That is a light show and a half, starting with 25,000 Christmas lights, 20 mannequins, including the piece de resistance. This ode to Clark's famous moment when he fell off the roof trying to connect his family's Christmas lights. This is dedication. Don't worry, a Christmas Vacation wouldn't be complete without Uncle Eddie, along with his RV.
Wow.
The RV even?
He's got the whole thing. Then there's the family station wagon right there, which famously carted that perfect Christmas tree back home, complete with an identical license plate from the film. Jason Orsini is the man behind all this. He owns the home, and he says he is the real-life Clark Griswold enduring frozen toes. And he fell off his own roof to put up this homage. Orsini's asking visitors of which there will now presumably be many, to please bring toys so he can donate them to Stony Brook's Children's Hospital, which is very nice. And he says the whole experience has left him a better person and more spirited for Christmas, and that toy drive is a great idea.
Yeah, great idea. Yeah. What does his neighbors think about this?
I don't know. That'll be our follow-up play today, tomorrow.
But it's awesome. Thanks, Will.
You got it.
Coming up, going one-on-one with Sir Elton John, the pop icon, talking about his childhood, his life after touring, and he reveals something surprising about his early music.
Good morning, America. It's 8 a.m. Fighting extradition. The suspect in the killing of United Healthcare CEO shouts before facing a judge.
As completely out of touch as an insult to the intelligence of the American people and the lived experience.
The 26-year-old being held without bail as we learn new details about his alleged writing. We hear from Luigi Mangione's lawyer.
Airfares set to soar. Prices for Christmas flights expected to jump. But when? Why you might need to book your flight right now to save big.
Race to the Oscars. Awards season is heating up. The movie's already getting Oscar buzz, and what the Academy is revealing just to us this morning. We're rocking into Wednesday with the rockin' man himself, Sir Elton John. Any part of your journey that captivates you still?
I've forgotten about the early stuff so much.
Now off the stage, out of the spotlight, at home with his family. What's next for Elton? The new music, what he wants his legacy to be, and why he'll always look forward to what's next. It's a conversation you don't want to miss. And he's here to say,
good morning, America.
Wow.
Live in Times Square, this is GMA.
That voice, powerful. We're looking forward to sharing that conversation with Elton John about the triumphs of his 50-plus year career, why he doesn't listen to his own music, overcoming addiction, and so much more.
We are also in Philadelphia this morning at the Termini Brothers Bakery. The family business has been passed down from father to son since 1921. Alicia Vitarelli from our station WPVI is there too. There they are, waving hello. We're going to check in with them just ahead.
And on Friday, we are looking forward to Timothy Chalamet, all about his movie, A Complete Unknown. The premiere was last night in L.A., and we will get more on that just ahead.
First, look at the top stories breaking at 8. We start with the suspect charged in the murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. He's fighting extradition to New York. I want to go back to our senior investigative correspondent, Aaron Katersky, outside the prison in Huntington, Pennsylvania. Good morning, Aaron.
Good morning to you, George. While Luigi Mangione is locked in this 130-year-old state prison, Pennsylvania investigators have now started to talk to his relatives. They're hoping to learn more about a young man who scribbled about corporate greed and shouted incoherently on his way into court.
An outburst from Luigi Mangione, shackled and handcuffed as he was dragged into court.
As a completely out of touch and an insult to the intelligence of the American people and the lived experience.
Sheriff's deputies wrestling him inside. He refused to waive extradition to New York, where he's charged with murdering United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson.
When I entered my appearance, and for the record, he's pleading not guilty to this. And I've seen zero evidence at this point.
The judge denied bail. Mangione kept quiet as he left court, head down. He's a threat to no one, but this morning the NYPD is alarmed by these posters outside the New York Stock Exchange and social media posts suggesting Mangione is a martyr. A copy of the suspect's alleged writings said United Healthcare was among corporations that have simply gotten too powerful, and these parasites simply had it coming. Mangione also referenced a spiral notebook that sources tell ABC News contained writings about the Unabomber, but how Mangione thought explosives could kill innocent people. The writings were found, police say, when Mangione was arrested at this McDonald's, seen eating a hash brown moments before. An employee called police.
The worker that took his order, she said his eyes and his eyebrows. She just thought it was him.
Police say the gun Mangione had looks very similar to the gun used in the murder, capable of firing 9mm rounds and made at least in part with a 3D printer. But his lawyer told George this morning it may not be the gun used to commit the crime.
I have not been made aware of any evidence that links the gun that was found on his person to the crime. These are things that we're looking to see.
Sources tell ABC News fingerprints recovered from items found near the shooting scene in Manhattan appear to match fingerprints taken from Luigi Mangione in Pennsylvania. A former classmate left stunned.
The person that I knew 8 years ago and the person that he allegedly has become today could not be more different.
While his lawyer may have told George this morning that he has seen no evidence, the Manhattan DA and the NYPD are confident they are readying a strong case once Mangione leaves this place and returns to New York to face a charge of second-degree murder. Robin?
All right, Aaron, our thanks to you. Now to the Marine veteran acquitted in the subway chokehold case. Daniel Penny spoke in his first interview since being cleared of all the charges. Stephanie Ramos is here with what he had to say. Good morning, Stephanie.
Robin, good morning. Daniel Penny was facing 4 years in prison before jurors found him not guilty of criminally negligent homicide in the subway chokehold death of Jordan Neely. Now he's speaking publicly for the first time in a new interview airing today on Fox Nation.
This morning, Daniel Penny is speaking publicly for the first time after a jury found him not guilty for the chokehold death of Jordan Neely, a 30-year-old homeless man with a history of mental illness and drugs. Penny sat down with Fox Nation.
The guilt I would have felt if someone did get hurt, if he did do what he was threatening to do, would never be able to live with myself.
The jury deliberated for less than 2 hours, unanimously finding the 26-year-old Marine veteran not guilty in the chokehold death of Neely on the subway last year. Witnesses say Neely was acting erratically and threatening passengers. Prosecutors told jurors Penny's intentions were good in wanting to protect others from a threatening Neely, but argued he held the chokehold for too long.
He was just threatening to kill people. He was threatening to go to jail forever. Go to jail for the rest of his life. And now where I'm on the ground with him, I'm on my back in a very vulnerable position.
Why is that a vulnerable position?
Well, if I just let him go, I'm on my back now. He can just turn around and start doing what he said to me. So
killing,
hurting.
The family of Jordan Neely plans to move forward with a civil suit.
I miss my son. My son didn't have to go through this. I didn't have to go through this either.
This case has really reignited the debate on race, mental health, and public safety. Penny's lawyers say Penny plans to work and continue with school. Michael.
All right, thank you so much for that. And we're going to move now to the Trump transition. The president-elect has named Kimberly Guilfoyle as ambassador to Greece. She was previously engaged to his son, Don Jr. Rachel Scott has more. Good morning, Rachel.
Hey, Michael, good morning to you. Yes, Kimberly Guilfoyle had been engaged to the president-elect's eldest son, Donald Trump Jr., for years, and now she is the latest Trump loyalist with close family ties to be tapped to serve in the administration.
Overnight, President-elect Donald Trump tapping another loyalist with close family ties to fill out his administration, naming Kimberly Guilfoyle to be ambassador to Greece. In a statement, the president-elect calling her a close friend and praising her sharp intellect. But he made no mention of her 4-year-long engagement to his eldest son, amid tabloid rumors that Donald Trump Jr. is now dating someone new.
I love President Trump. He is my great friend for over 20 years.
The latest former Fox News personality selected by Trump, Guilfoyle would serve as U.S. envoy to a key NATO ally if confirmed. She has no diplomatic experience, but she's a longtime Trump loyalist, firing up the Republican National Convention during his 2020 re-election campaign.
The best is yet to come.
And even speaking at his rally before the January 6th attack on the Capitol, spreading false election claims.
Look at all of us out here, God-loving, freedom-loving, liberty-loving patriots that will not let them steal this election.
Donald Trump Jr. writing online, "I am so proud of Kimberly. She loves America, and she always has wanted to serve the country as an ambassador."
And of course, all of this comes after Trump appointed the father-in-law of his daughter, Tiffany, Boulos, to serve as a senior advisor to the Middle East, and also the father-in-law of his daughter, Ivanka, Charles Kushner, to serve as the ambassador to France. During his first term in office, Trump pardoned Charles Kushner after he pled guilty to tax evasion, guys.
Rachel Scott, thanks very much. Coming up on our GMA Morning Menu, we're tracking the latest on the proposed merger between two major grocery store chains. Tell you what it means for you.
Also had my conversation with Elton John, looking back on his rise to stardom, his struggle with substance abuse, and sharing his life then and now in his new documentary, Never Too Late.
Plus, Tori Johnson has got us covered with deals and steals on last chance gifts. From cookware to cozy slippers, the deals start at less than $3. And Aaron Taylor Johnson is here talking about his new movie. Oh, can't wait for this. That's coming up right here on GMA.
Sitting on my script.
We are back with our GMA cover story. The biggest grocery store merger in U.S. history is on hold this morning after rulings by two judges. Rebecca, drive us back to tell us what this means for shoppers. Hey, Rebecca.
Hey, George. Yeah, and this is two of the largest supermarket chains in the U.S. They want to combine to become by far the biggest, but overnight, these federal judges ruled to block the merger, siding with the FTC, which says that $25 billion deal would hurt shoppers by leading to higher prices and hurt workers by lowering wages. Kroger and Albertsons say they need to combine forces to fight off competition from non-union retail giants like Walmart, Costco, and Amazon, which really own the grocery game. Between them, the chains have nearly 5,000 stores, more than 700,000 workers. They operate almost everywhere in the U.S.
The White House and the FTC are praising the rulings, but just moments ago, Albertsons filed a lawsuit to terminate the proposed merger, claiming Kroger failed to exercise best efforts to get the deal done. Albertsons said in a statement that it is seeking billions of dollars in damages from Kroger. Michael?
All right, Rebecca, thank you for that. And with 2 weeks until Christmas and Hanukkah, many people are finalizing their travel plans. Rhiannon Alley is here with if you need to book your flight right now and why. Good morning, Rhiannon.
Good morning to you, Michael. I have all the answers for you. If you want to save big money on airfare, you'd better act now. I am talking today. The travel platform SkipFlag tells us today is the last day to book flights for Christmas before prices jump up. Tomorrow, prices will jump 15 to 20%. And for you procrastinators out there, prices will skyrocket 30 to 40% during Christmas week. And you'll have plenty of company in your travels because AAA is releasing its holiday travel forecast overnight, predicting a record of more than 119 million people will travel over Christmas and New Year's. Now, normally for holiday travel, they predict the worst days, but not this time. Hopper says it is not predicting any peak days. Rather, it says it will be consistently busy throughout the week. And if you prefer to drive to see your family or friends, get ready to share the road because 107 million people are expected to drive to their holiday destinations. And get up early and get a head start because the best time to avoid that holiday traffic is in the morning, while the worst traffic usually comes in the afternoon and early evenings. And here's a holiday gift at the pump. This one's for all of us. The national average for a gallon of gas is expected to fall below $3 for the first time since May of 2021. We are currently sitting just above that, guys. I guess drivers made the nice list this year. Not sure about the three of you, though.
That is some good news.
We're not naughty. What are you trying to say, Rhiannon? Come on now.
Thank you, Rhiannon.
Yeah.
Now it is time finally for Robin's interview Sir Elton John ahead of the new documentary Elton John Never Too Late. You went to his home.
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago. And when you say Elton's name, you think of an image of, the big glasses, the rhinestones, and that famous piano. Even more, the famous voice. After 50 years, the pillar of pop music is trading life on the road for life at home with his family. We spoke about his extraordinary career filled with crescendos of joy, heartbreaking lows, and how, although he stepped off the stage, he's still looking forward to what's next.
It's a little bit funny.
This morning, music icon Elton John welcoming GMA inside his Windsor home right outside of London as he chronicles his life and legacy after closing the curtain on touring. The documentary is beautiful. The way it bookends your career and just your rise to stardom, coming out, overcoming addiction. Any part of your journey that captivates you still?
I've forgotten about the early stuff so much, and then I went out, I saw the footage of the first 5 years, and the records that we made, I was really proud of what we'd done. I was saying, God, we did a lot of incredible work in 5 years. 13 albums, come on. The records were amazing. And I tend to forget that because I don't listen to my past anyway.
You don't listen to your own music? Did I hear that correctly?
If I've made a new album, I might listen to it to see if I still like it. But no, I don't. I'm very proud of what I've done, but I'm always thinking forward to the next thing.
Never Too Late features never-before-seen footage from the Rocket Man's 5-decade-long career.
Rocket Man, burning out his fuse our hair along.
And reveals intimate details about his tumultuous beginnings. People have been familiar, but not to that degree, about your father hating rock and roll and how you really wanted to prove him wrong.
Well, it was a different era, Robin. It was the 50s. You know, when rock and roll came in, it was like, wow, I couldn't believe it. And my mother was on my side. She was very encouraging. She wanted me to be a musician, but there was a side of her that could be incredibly abusive, and I was frightened of her. And that never changed. But it was difficult because they argued a lot. And so all the arguments tended to be about me. I was fearful all my childhood. I'm being beaten in the street and stuff like that. I wanted to leave my childhood behind, and that caught up with me. When I realized I put everything into my work and there was nothing underneath it. I was just a void.
You said early in your career, you described that time as an emptiness within. How did you find the healing to get out of that loneliness?
I was so fed up with being unhappy, and so fed up with being an addict, and so fed up with going to bed at 9 o'clock in the morning, if I ever did. It took me so long, Robin, to say, I need help. And I thought, I know I'm an addict, I know I can get it, I can do this myself. But obviously I couldn't. And so when I did ask for help, the whole world changed.
Reflecting on what he's overcome on his rise to fame, Elton remembers the bonds he formed along the way, like with Beatles lead man John Lennon.
We had such a great time together for a couple of years. We hung out, we made music. I just had a wonderful friendship with him. I remember cycling to my local record store to buy Sgt. Pepper, and it had a gatefold sleeve. And here I am singing with him at Madison Square Garden. You can't make it up.
You talked about being on stage, and it was electrifying. Yes. For you. How has that impacted you creatively and in other ways that you don't have that time on the stage anymore?
It's wonderful. I mean, when I finished my tour in Stockholm 2 years ago, I was very excited. I was very happy. I wanted to end by playing and singing as well as I ever had, if not better. And I honestly don't miss going on tour. I'm 77, and I've done over 4,500 shows. I've gone how many flights. I have 2 young boys that need me. I have David, that's my husband, that needs me. I love spending time with my boys, and I love being here at this house. And I understand why people find it hard to stop, but I didn't find it hard at all.
Joining from their home, Elton's husband, David, who co-directed the film.
What I find so inspiring about Elton's life story is the fact that you can surf through so much adversity and setbacks.
The documentary is spectacular. You co-directed it with R.J. Cutler.
Yes.
So what was that experience like for you, David?
I was really lucky. R.J. is such a great documentarian. I also knew that I could bring a very unique insight into the true Elton and our family.
Their 2 sons, Zachary and Elijah, on stage at Elton's final U.S. show at Dodger Stadium in 2022. An ode to where his career skyrocketed nearly 50 years ago.
This hangs in our kitchen, and that's that beautiful moment on stage at Dodgers when Elton wanted the world to really see and feel why he made the big decision to stop touring.
Do they know what a big deal their dad is?
They do and they don't. I think one of the things that Elton's always done, he does a show, he comes home, he doesn't talk a lot about what he does, he doesn't play his music all the time in the house. He's daddy.
Elton's holding closer to fond memories, touring the world.
This is the latter time of my life. I don't know how much time I have left. And you think about that more when you get to my age.
While looking forward to what's next, despite recent health challenges.
I unfortunately lost my eyesight in my right eye in July because I had an infection in the south of France. And it's been 4 months now since I haven't been able to see. And my left eye is not the greatest. So there's hope and encouragement that it will be okay. We're taking an initiative to try and get it better. But at the moment, that's really what we're concentrating on.
People have been concerned about your health challenges. So can you just expound more on your journey?
David and I always have our blood tests every 6 months in Los Angeles. Our health has never been better, and it's never fortunate for anything like this to happen. And I can't see anything, I can't read anything, I can't watch anything.
I'm still standing after all this time.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. And the last question, the legacy question, Elton John. What do you want your legacy to be?
My music speaks for itself. My legacy was I was a great husband and an even better father, and I think he would agree with that.
I will second that.
Beautiful.
The music, the career is fantastic. It's been mind-blowing, groundbreaking. But the most important thing to me in my life is making sure my children are happy, they have a wonderful life, and that I was good to them. That's all that counts.
And the music hasn't stopped for Elton. He has a new song out with Brandi Carlile. It's called Never Too Late. Elton wasn't always Elton John. Did you know he was actually Reginald Dwight? That was his name originally, and he changed it to escape a painful part of his childhood, giving his two adorable boys, Zachary and Elijah, a different experience growing up than he had. And he has been paramount in his parenting with his husband, David. That's is so what clear. It is very, very clear. Because in The Impact, he really goes into detail about his mom and dad. He had a really, really
tough,
very difficult time. But he is focused on the future. And I was really surprised what he said, because I know when we talk to people after they've been doing what they've done for so long and touring, he really does not miss being on the road.
Is that what stood out most to you?
Yeah.
What stood out most to you?
That's what stood out, that he is really, as much as he's traveled the world and has had such an impact, he's a homebody. He loves his boys, loves his husband, and just wants to be at home. And you can stream Never Too Late. It's on Disney Plus this Friday, and see more of my conversation streaming tomorrow on Impact by Nightline. And I mean, he really
it's fascinating conversation.
Yeah. Thank you, George.
Coming up, cookies and cannolis. Yeah, sounds good to me. We are live at the Termini Family Bakery in Philly.
Yum.
Welcome back to GMA, live from Times Square.
Welcome back, everybody. With just 2 weeks until Christmas and Hanukkah, Tori Johnson is here with Last Chance Deals and Steals. Good morning, Tori.
Or just because you're feeling treating yourself. So this is
a treat.
So nice. Fireside by Deer Farms. These are making their GMA Deals debut. They are super comfy slippers. First of all, they look really good, but then they've got this really great durable outsole, this memory foam insole. We've got shearling and suede. I mean, step into comfort. Gift yourself, gift someone you love, because you will save up to 70% plus
free shipping.
Yeah, so $21 for a pair of slippers, and they're really fabulous ones. And these, by the way, are the most popular slippers colors.
Yeah, I love wearing slippers around the house.
You do?
Oh,
yeah, exactly. I know you do, exactly.
Yep.
I know you take off all the outside shoes at the door, step in your slippers. There you go.
Now, this
you can be
nice
like Michael
duffel.
with those. My tag-alongs. This is the Easy Breezy Cloud Duffel. So you feel it's like cloud-like soft. It's got this really great quilted pattern. We've got 7 different colors. And what I love about this is that you've got 2 different straps. So you can either carry it like this with your hand or on your shoulder, or you can use the crossbody strap or shoulder strap any way you want. The inside has some pockets too. There you go. You're good to go. So whether it's weekends, gym, toddler and baby stuff inside, kind of a do-it-all bag, 50% off. There's $25.
All right, now let's go to beauty.
Yeah, so this is Bondi Boost. This is their #1 collection. Is called HG, Holy Grail of Hair Care. And they're really all about scalp health to enable you to have healthier, stronger hair. We've got a variety of their collections. Some of the most popular, the thickening collection. So we've got the thickening mask. Smells really good. Works even better. It's got like a nice, very subtle but pleasant scent. The thickening shampoo. And then we also have from them anti-thinning products, but it's all about a routine. So using the shampoo, the conditioner, the mask, getting into routine, that's how you see the results. Good day to get in on it, because everything's 50% off starting at $10.
Everything works together. Get in on the routine.
Exactly.
All right,
okay,
next we got nails.
This is one that I saw on TikTok that has sold almost 250,000.
So what does
So
that
if
do?
you sell 250,000 of those cuticle oils, I want to know why. And this is Radiant Cosmetics, and it's all about longer, stronger, brighter nails. So it's a treatment that you use on your cuticles and your nails. nails at night. It's a great little bedtime routine. And if you use it consistently every single night, in as few as a few weeks, you start seeing better results. So healthier looking nails. And nails honestly just look better immediately with cuticle oil. But you'll see real results in your nails over a few weeks of time. Great stocking stuffer, 50% off at $7.50.
Thank you for keep talking so I can finish
you got a little nail treatment.
Yeah,
exactly.
I got it all in.
Okay,
Perfect.
Pacifica Beauty. So this is also making their deals debut. I'm kind of new to, I'm late to this party. So popular, thousands of reviews on these. One of their favorite products is this Seafoam. Smell that one. It's a face cleanser, so it's not for your hands. It's going to be for your face. Smells like the ocean. It's got that like nice coconut beachy smell in there. That's a great one to remove makeup, oil, impurities. I also love their Glow Baby Serum. That is a vitamin C glycolic acid for brightening, a really great serum. All of these products, though, thousands of reviews, tried and true, recommended by our viewers, which is why it's here. All slash in half starts at $2.50 on these.
100% vegan, cruelty-free.
Exactly.
Like that too.
And then finally, Green Pan. Add a little color to the kitchen. This is the Reserve collection. So it's got these great gold tone handles that are wear and corrosion resistant for long lasting, long wear use. Healthy ceramic, non-stick, easy to use, easy to wash, easy to clean, dishwasher safe. We've got 3, 8, and 10 piece sets from Green Pan. This brings joy that they can use every single day. 50 to 67% off. The sets start at $80.
They bring a little color, a lot of color.
A lot of color.
I love
Exactly.
it. Tori, thank you.
Thank you.
You know what? She always crushes it.
I know, and you know what? I told you I was going to forget to say we have got the digital deals. Digital deals. There's even more you'll find online. That's all I needed to say. And there you go. There you can see it. Look at how gorgeous that looks.
Oh,
that's our big advent. Our big advent digital.
Thank you, Tori.
Thank you.
You know, we partner with these companies on these great deals, and you can get them at our website. And we're going to see you tomorrow for more last minute or last chance gifts for Christmas.
Pro tip, Bombas.
Bomba. Oh, I need new socks. So perfect. We'll see you tomorrow, Tori. But until then, I'm going to walk this way because I want to get Will on camera so he can give us some pop news.
Come on
Let's
over,
get
Michael.
to it, Will.
Join
What
us.
you got?
Let's get right into it. We're going to begin pop news this morning with award season heating up, if you can believe it. It's that time of year, and the year's buzziest movies are already getting Oscar attention. I can't wait to see this one. The Bob Dylan biopic, A Complete Unknown. It just made its world premiere last night in LA. The reviews are in. Critics calling Timothée Chalamet's performance, quote, hypnotic and an electric revelation. Even Bob Dylan posted about the film last week, calling Timmy a brilliant actor. Can't wait to see that. That's going to be really, really good. Meanwhile, we've already seen this one, talked a lot about it. Wicked just took home the National Board of Review's Best Picture of the Year award. That's a big deal.
Wow.
And Ralph Fiennes is the talk of the town for his role as a cardinal electing a new pope in conclave.
He's excellent in that.
It is so good. It is a thriller in the most thrilling of ways, but they stay in one room. I don't know how to explain it. You just got to see it. Critics call it a career best performance. And this is just the beginning. Oscar nominations will air January 17th right here on GMA. And right now, we can reveal this. That's the Oscar poster. It's the first poster for the 97th annual ceremony. Conan O'Brien's the host. It airs live on ABC. And for the first time, it's also going to stream live on Hulu for subscribers. That's the poster telling you all about it. You can watch the 97th Oscars on Sunday, March 2nd. That'll be here in no time. Just a few months away. And now we're counting down to the holidays. With exactly 14 days to go until the start of Hanukkah and Christmas Day, we're continuing to spread the cheer with a Philadelphia bakery. It's been a neighborhood staple for 103 years, and our friend Alicia Vitarelli from our station WPVI joins us now with more. Alicia, you call this dessert the Maserati of Italian holiday cookies. I would like to know more. Good morning to you.
You know, good morning, Will. Yes, I'm actually going to trademark it. The Pignoli cookie, the Maserati of Italian holiday cookies. You know why? Because when you roll in with the Pignoli, it is a statement cookie. I'm here at Termini Brothers in South Philly with the Termini Brothers, third generation at this institution here. It's 103 years old, steeped in history. Tell me about the Pignoli. What makes it so high-end?
It is the creme de la creme of cookies. Our cookies, we have 13 varieties. That's the go-to. It has the most premium nut that you could find on the planet. The pine nut, the Pignoli. It's a Spanish pine nut, and it's made with almond paste, brown sugar, Very, very simple ingredients: brown sugar, egg whites, almond paste. The pine nuts are the best you could get, and we make them fresh. We make them often. They're soft, they're chewy.
Nice and chewy.
The amaretto flavor from the almond paste just pairs well with the pine nut. It is.
And that's it.
It's the crypto of Bitcoin.
It's like this, okay? Yes, it's the crown jewels.
The Bitcoin of crypto, rather.
Yes. So, first of all, I just want to tell everybody watching, you cannot come to South Philly to Termini Brothers without getting a cannoli. They are so famous for it. Christmas Eve, you have people lined up around. You have a line that leads into a line, Joey.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a Philadelphia tradition. It is everything Philadelphia.
All right, we're going to pipe some cannolis right now. I work here now. So we cut this piping bag on a diagonal, right? Like if you're home and you want to try this.
That's correct.
But there is a secret. So what is it?
All right, so the secret is you need to make sure that the middle is filled. Okay. My brother and I, when we used to fill these as children, my grandfather used to stand over us and he used to make sure that the middle is filled. So you're doing great right there.
Nobody wants to bite into a cannoli and not get the cannoli cream.
That's correct.
What's in this bag? Tell me about the cream.
So that's the ricotta cheese filling, and this is our most popular. And again, very simple ingredients, 3 different types of ricotta cheese, milk, chocolate chips, sugar. Very simple. The key is it's the best possible ingredients.
Right.
That's okay. That's not great.
What?
Right?
How I did? This is only okay?
This is how it's done.
It's mine.
Come on.
I'm going to eat it at the end.
When you guys get your Termini Brothers cannolis shipped to you at home, this is what you need to do. You need to make sure that the middle is filled, and you need to go in a nice, easy, gentle, slow manner.
There it is.
See that?
All right, yours is pretty. Mine isn't.
We'll work on it. We'll work on it.
Christmas Eve, it's a party. They have, again, a line wrapped around, but you know what? You ship to people at home, too. But in the meantime, we got pignoli and cannoli. And thanks, guys, for letting me be your cannoli correspondent.
Of course.
This
That
morning.
looks fantastic.
Cheers.
Thank you for the tips. And we can find the full recipes for the Termini Brothers cookies and cannolis. Use the QR code on the bottom of your screen. And tomorrow we're heading back to Philly, feeling that Philly love. Miracle on South 13th Street is an annual holiday light show created by the South Philly community. It's amazing. You're going to see it live here on GMA.
That's all I got for you. Now with Aaron Taylor Johnson, the star of the new film Kraven the Hunter, based on the comic book character. Good morning. Thank you for coming here. Thanks for being here with GMA. Good morning. You know, this is not your first time in the superhero world. You played Quicksilver in Avengers Age of Ultron, but what's different this time around?
I mean, this is a completely different Marvel movie altogether, and I'm no stranger to a Marvel world. So, the thing about that is there's a real responsibility and a duty to deliver, and I think that fan base is someone who we have the high standard for, and so we needed to give something really different, extra, and this is a fantastic character with lots of depth and a ton of action. So very proud of this one.
And they also got a fantastic cast as well. What was it like working with Russell Crowe?
I mean, Russell's a legend. I mean, and I admire him and idolized him as a kid. So to have scenes with him, and I play his son, and it's a real family drama, this one. So we have a real head-to-head. To have scenes like that with the big boss was amazing. Yeah, a real dream.
With the big boss, I like that. We're going to take a look at a clip of you in action. Don't stop. I'm just getting excited about that.
This is a great sequence, man. It's really man against machine, and it was fantastic to shoot this in London City. So, it came out brilliant.
But I'm looking at that, and you're in great shape, obviously, but what kind of training was involved?
Yeah, I mean, I was brought in with the stunt team to work, hand in hand with them so that we could get the best out of all these action sequences, and that was a real privilege and honor. But yeah, there was a real strong training regime in order just to have that kind of physicality and that look, so we kind of looked like the comic book character.
Well, you pulled it off. And you said that, I heard you said something about you would want to fight some superheroes. So I'm just curious, if Kraven could pick a fight, who would you like to fight?
Yeah, I think, Kraven the Hunter is an iconic villain that has crossed through many comic books and fought some really interesting superheroes. And this is a real story in depth. So it's an origin story of his journey, and if everyone comes to see this movie, you're going to love it. It's not going to disappoint, and I think by the end of it, you're going to want to see him go toe-to-toe with some other people. For sure.
Well, for sure. And before we let you go, there's been a lot of speculation about the next 007. Would you slip on the tuxedo if asked?
I love slipping on a tuxedo.
To play 007.
Do you know what? I wear a tuxedo in this. You should come see this movie. Honestly, it's got a ton of action, and it's you know, a thrill ride. Honestly.
Well, we're excited you're here. We're excited about this movie, and you crush everything
Michael,
you do, man.
real pleasure.
Big fan of yours, my friend.
Likewise.
And
dude.
Craven the Hunter. You heard the man. He said you better go see it. It's in theaters this Friday. All right, coming up, we have a beauty gift guide for anyone on your list. Ginger's going to handle that for us.
And we are back now with the season of gifting. Yes, this morning it's all about products to help anyone on your list. You can look and feel great. This segment is sponsored by Sephora, and David Razzano, their beauty director and spokesperson, is here to break it all down for us. You can scan the QR code, by the way, on your screen to shop all the products. Let's get right to it. This can be a stressful time. People are last-minute shopping, but you say your gift guide is here to help.
Yeah, our gift guide is definitely going to give you the best in beauty for the season, and Gifts for All is 20% off your purchase at Sephora until December 15th, and then from the 15th to the 24th, free, fast, same-day delivery. We're making it really easy for you.
Nice. All right, let's get right to it. With makeup, you have two products, one of them being Selena Gomez's.
Yeah, from Rare Beauty, this is the Mini Blush and Luminize Trio, a great little stocking stuffer to create luminous skin with a flush of blush, long-wearing, easy to apply with your fingers, and new shades as well as fan favorites. For eyeshadow, this is a hot ticket item right now. Makeup by Mario's Ethereal Eyes eyeshadow palette. Moonlight, all the colors of the moonlight with suede mattes, metallics, and these starlight shimmers, which is basically jewelry for your eyes. Limited edition though, so get it before it's gone.
A flush of blush really got me going.
Yes.
Can we do skincare? So here, helping you stay hydrated is key.
Yes, and from Sol de Janeiro, we're bringing a little Brazilian heat here. This is the Hydration Celebration Body Routine. So for your body, it's an award-winning exclusive 5-piece body care set, all in their Cheirosa 62 scent, which I don't know if you've smelled.
No, I have
Pistachio, salted caramel, and vanilla.
What?
Delicious.
Like
Absolutely
you want to eat
delicious.
it. That's always really, I've been really careful with that because it's like, oh, okay,
Firms
don't eat
and
it.
Titans. We love those. So up next from Glow Recipe, this is the Watermelon Glows Icon Set. So 3 products, toner, moisturizer, serum, creates smooth, flawless, radiant, glass-like skin, and it works on all skin types. Very comfortable to give this to anyone on your list.
So
maybe one for yourself, too.
Yeah, perhaps. From body to perfume, because it can be tough to choose a scent.
Absolutely. Well, Valentino's got you covered with a little bit of luxury. This is the Mini Donna Born in Roma collection, a beautiful collection of colorful glass bottles, all based on the scent of Italy with notes of jasmine, vanilla, orange, rose, tea leaves. Anyone who loves luxury fragrances will absolutely love this set. This, though, is one of my favorites. I'm so excited about this. Sephora Collection, Sephora Favorites Kit, Perfume Sampler. You're afraid to buy somebody a fragrance? Don't. Let them choose it. They get to try out all these top-selling fragrances, and then there's a voucher inside. They get a full-size bottle. No brainer.
Makes
So
total
cool.
sense. All right, so finally we got to get through hair because you got to make it shine. You got to give it some color.
Yes, from Jisoo, this is the Honey Gloss Hydration Hair Set. It's a coveted collection all based on honey as the ingredient. Creates glossy hair and lips, hydration hair mask, hair oil, hair perfume, lip oil. Anything you want, honey for the holidays. Okay. And then super innovative from Color Wow. This is the Dream Coat Iconic Frizz Fighter. Literally waterproofs your hair, fights humidity, lasts through 3 to 4 washes, and protects your hair from heat damage. So new superhero hair product here.
That sounds like magic. Thank
It
you
is
so
literal
much.
magic.
David, it's wonderful to have you. You can scan the QR code on your screen and check out the entire gift guide.
Hey, be sure to check out tonight's Hawks Knicks East quarterfinals matchup NBA Cup. The action starts at 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. Nice follow from you.
Thank you.
Have a great day, everyone.